talk about this when it comes to Henry Cavill and his exit, because we talked about it on the Vox stream for a little bit too, but sometimes in the Vox stream I don't remember what I talked about, probably because I'm talking down vodka. So sometimes, I wanted to touch bases on this article right here from the Hollywood Reporter that everybody was talking about too, that happened on Friday, and it was behind the fall of Henry Cavill's Superman. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's James Gunn. THR, very interesting article. Of course, when it came to certain things, James Gunn is pushed back against some of this stuff too. But one of the things that that was kind of talked about is they were kind of talking about how Henry Cavill was basically a pawn in the game of power when it came to the Garcias, and it came to DC, came to Warner Brothers Discovery, and we feel sorry for Henry. That's 100%. We always are going to feel sorry for Henry. The sunsetting of Henry Cavill Superman was the clearest indication yet that Gunn and Safran are mounting a substantial overhaul of DC, a reboot that it will cut significant, if not most, ties to the previous regimes that handled DC movies for Warner Brothers. Cavill also shot a camera for The Flash, one of the 4 DC movies set to release, and they're talking about all that and how those have been removed, but we've already debunked at least Gal Gadot's cameo. Cavill found himself in a confluence of different headwinds at the studio. Dwayne Johnson pushed for his return via the much-hyped cameo in Black Adam, a potential linchpin for Johnson's own DC Universe franchise. But Black Adam has only grossed $389 million worldwide. It's a soft performance, calling into question Johnson's much-touted plans for a sequel and eventual Adam versus Superman movie, even before Gunn's decision. So they talk about that too. And you know what? I mean, that's where you just feel sorry for Cavill. You really feel sorry for Cavill because you feel, talk about being between a rock and a gun place. Jesus, why did I go there? I don't know. No, but it's just, I've talked about this before. I even did a whole stream last month, or in October, I think it was, where I talked about how where Dwayne Johnson essentially was trying to set up his own universe. He wanted to be the baddie of this this whole rock verse and everything like that. So when it comes to that, it's and of course he's been wanting to do Black Adam for years and years and years, and then he found his opportunity to do this, but it almost seemed I've told you guys before too, is that Hiram Garcia seemed like he was up for being the DC head at one point, and so they used Henry as hey, we got Superman, guys. Let's do that. And then, of course, it's with Zaslav, from what I gathered, he wanted to still continue using the core characters, but then it was all right, is it going to be all the core characters? Is it going to be some of the core characters? And, the one that was, the straw that was going to break the camel's back was going to be Ben Affleck. Does he want to come back? Is he down for it? Is he going to be okay with doing Batman for another 10 years? While he's starting up his new production company with his best buddy, Matt Damon. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Who knows? And apparently what happened is Ben Affleck is, essentially as of right now, done with Batman again. Even though we get to see him in The Flash. So then they were all right, if that's going to be the case, we're going to go back. But again, when it comes to this whole recasting and everything and what he's been talking about, it's just, okay, it's still very much up in the air. And of course, Gunn is being vague as possible when it comes to all this stuff. Is the fact is is it a hard reboot or is it a soft reboot? And I know a lot of people are going if you're going to hard reboot, you better recast everybody all the way down to Margot Robbie and the Suicide Squad and your wife, all that stuff, which I totally get. If it's going to be a hard reboot, you might as well just do that whole thing. To me, it still seems like it's not going to be a hard reboot. It's still soft-ish, it's still going to be soft-esque or whatever. So, hey, but at least Cavill got $500,000 for doing 2 cameos as Superman. That's not a bad paycheck. According to this article right here, it says that he got $250,000 for each cameo. Imagine that. Imagine making $250,000 a day, just putting on a Superman costume, walking in front of a green screen and saying some shit, and that's it. Not a bad day's work. So, obviously I feel for Cavill. losing on this character, and you never know what could happen in the future still. You know, kingdom come, let's hope. But at least he got fucking paid. He got paid. I mean, essentially, think about this, guys. Apparently, when Henry Cavill got Man of Steel, I think he only got paid about $600,000, maybe $700,000. I don't know. He got paid under $1 million. He didn't get paid in the millions. I think it was in the high 100,000s. 600, I think it was. Maybe 7, maybe 8. I don't know. In a day, 2 days, shooting 2 cameos, he made $500,000. That just shows you right there, his value is very much up there for sure. And I've been saying that for years. Ever since Mission Impossible Fallout came out, I was like, his value is just, it's up there. Sign this man, WB. But of course, you know, that cocksucker Walter Hamada didn't want to do that shit. So, I don't know. Anyways, so there you go. He got paid out at least, so, but it's all just, it still sucks. It still sucks. Still hits hard. I will always have this guy right here on my desk. My McFarlane Cavill Superman right there. Of course, I have the black suit Superman over there. So,